You all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaja's daily class. Today we are continuing with Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 1st chapter, questions by Vidura, and today's verse is 15. Hare Krishna Maharaj, my humble obeisances to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I'll share my screen, Maharaj. Second. Yes, Maharaj, you can please take over.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Kaenam atropa juhava jivham dasyat sutam yam bali naiva pushtaha. Tasmin pratipat parikritya aste nivaswatam asuparach chwaksanaha. Who asked him to come here, this son of a kept mistress? He is so crooked he spies in the interest of the enemy against those on whose support he has grown up. Toss him out of the palace immediately and leave him with only his breath. So Duryodhana speaking. When getting married, the Kshatriya kings would take on several other youthful girls along with the married princess. These girl attendants of the king were known as dasis, or attendant mistresses. By intimate association with the king, the dasis would get sons. Such sons were called dasiputras. They had no claim to a royal position, but they would get maintenance and other facilities, just like princes. Vidura was the son of such a dasi, and he was thus not counted among the Kshatriyas. King Dhritarashtra was very affectionate towards his younger Dasiputra brother, Vidura, and Vidura was a great friend and philosophical advisor to Dhritarashtra. Duryodhana knew very well that Vidura was a great soul and well-wisher, but unfortunately he used strong words to hurt his innocent uncle. Duryodhana was not only attacked by Vidura's birth, but also called him an infidel because he seemed to support the cause of Yudhisthira, whom Duryodhana considered his enemy. He desired that Vidura be immediately put out of the palace and deprived of all his possessions. If possible, he would like him caned until he was left nothing but his breath. He charged that Vidura was a spy of the Pandavas because he advised Dhritarashtra in their favor. Such is the situation of palace life and the intricacies of diplomacy that even a faultless person like Vidura could be charged with something abominable and punished. Vidura was struck with wonder at such unexpected behavior from his nephew Duryodhana, and before anything actually happened, he decided to leave the palace for good. Om Yantimirandasya Gina Jana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasnaya Bhutale Srimakte Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavari Pastyatya De Satarni Vanchakalpataru Vischa Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vidura, he was a great soul. He was Yamaraj himself who came to assist in the preaching to bring about religious principles in the world. he was called an infidel, which means a non-religious person. He's adharmic. But actually, he was the opposite. Duryodhana was the one that was adharmic because he had surreptitiously, without any proper right, to usurp the Pandavas from their rightful heir to the throne. Now he's charging Vidura because Vidura wanted to help his brother, older brother, King Dhritarashtra, by explaining to him that your son is a rascal and that he's cheating, and it's only going to lead to a major conflict, which it ultimately did because of Duryodhana. Even Krishna tried to dissuade Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra played helpless, acting like he couldn't do anything to change his son, but that was more or less a ploy. If he made some efforts, he could have made a difference, but he didn't because he was too much attached to whatever his son wanted. And Duryodhana was quite envious and very avaricious at the same time. So we see here, and how did Vidura take the insult? He didn't try to keep his position in the palace. He simply left. He took an opportunity to go somewhere else and to actually go on pilgrimage, which resulted in meeting one of the great souls, Maitreya Rishi. And he heard from Maitreya Rishi about the principles of pure devotional service. So sometimes we see that a situation in life appears in one way, but when you look at it from different angles of vision, we can see it also has benefit. Actually, for a devotee, there is nothing inauspicious. The devotee always can come out ahead of any inauspiciousness because they have no attachments to things in this world. And they are attached to Krishna and devotional service. Therefore, they work under the guidance of the Daivi Shakti, the spiritual energy. And what appears to come by way of the material energy to cause distress actually is, in one sense, some benefit when one sees it in relationship to eternal religious principles. In other words, how to use it to make progress in life. That progress could be seen in different ways, such as detaching oneself, one's present situation, and moving to a better situation. Or we might even say, to learn something that would be beneficial for one's spiritual practice, or to increase one's dependence on Krishna. All of these are positive things that can happen from any apparent, and we use the word apparent because in the material world, Lord Chaitanya said, and he spoke very strong, he said, Bhadra Abhadra Sakale Saman, hey Manda, hey Bhadra, hey Sakala Brahman. Some people say this is good, and other people say this is bad, referring to the different opinions that people have about what happens in this world. But Lord Chaitanya ends by saying it's all bad. Why? Because it's not connected with the devotional life. That's the material world. But one who is intelligent, who's engaged in devotional service, is not under the influence of the external energy, although they may appear to be so from the external point of view. Just like people say, well, you preach about, death. You also die. No, we say we don't die. We move to a better position after leaving this body. Death means a loss. For a devotee, it's not a loss, it's a gain. It's a gain towards eternal life, or you might even say a better situation that will increase one's ability or facility in the service of the Lord. So for a devotee, nothing is inauspicious if we learn to see it that way. When we get attached to something and it doesn't come our way, then we consider that something inauspicious or bad. But our attachment is what is bad, not the situation. The idea is to get attached to Krishna and devotional service, because any attachment to this world will cause one to be, what we say, defeated in certain situations. Devotees sometimes get so attached to doing something and they're trying to achieve something from that activity. When it doesn't work out, they consider it a loss. But the material world is like that. Loss and gain come automatically just because it's built into this material world. But in Krishna consciousness, there's no such thing as being affected by loss and gain, because in Krishna consciousness, nothing can be lost and nothing can be gained materially. Everything is already given. What is that? What is that given? That is, one gains one's relationship with Krishna. One frees himself from material suffering, and one moves forward on the path back home, back to Godhead. So Vidura, he's Yamaraj, although he's not playing the role of Yamaraj, but he's a great soul. He's one of the Mahajan, Mahajano Yena Katasapanta. He teaches the process of pure devotional service. He's one of the 12 authorized personalities that one can take shelter of to learn eternal religious principles. So it appears that he's being thrown out of his place, but he's decided to leave. Why? So he could go on pilgrimage and learn more in the process of devotional service. So we see from Vidura how one responds to a very difficult. I mean, he was going to lose everything: his relationship with the family, his personal possessions, his good name, everything. But he decided, if this is how providence is working, then I will move to a better position. And he did. Of course, if we stay with this narration, you'll find that he did come back after some time, when the war was over and Duryodhana was no longer there, and Dhritarashtra was there, still attached to his. Now Dhritarashtra is in that later situation, as we mentioned. He's living at the whole house of the Pandavas and taking shelter and getting everything from them. He's shameless. The Pandavas killed all of his sons and everything, and now he's taking shelter of the Pandavas. Only because he feels himself, where else can I go? But Vidura comes back to show him what he could also do. And that's part of this chapter. It's going to be, that'll come up later. So here it also says, he talks about Dasi Putras. When kings would get married, they would have their attendants, ladies that would serve the princess. The princess would be coming along with their attendant marriage. So sometimes up to 200 ladies would come along with the princess into the king's shelter. And the king also would have children with them also. And it says here, he was one of such sons. That's why he was also thrown out, saying that he was not a Kshatriya. He's what was the word that was used here? Dasi Putra, and son of a Dasi, or the son of a maidservant, like that. And he wasn't seen as a Kshatriya. So Duryodhana was finding ways to ridicule him, to minimize his position, to criticize him in different ways. And that would justify Duryodhana's activities of throwing him out of the palace. They say if you want to do something negative to someone, you find all bad, you think of bad things about that person, and that justifies it. The KGB in Russia used to have a saying, give me a man and I'll give you a crime. Give me a man and I'll give you a crime. They would create falsities about anybody and propagate that and say this is what he's doing, and that way that's their excuse for punishing someone. So yeah, this is the way of the world. Even devotees find themselves in difficult situations, being criticized unnecessarily, sometimes by friends and family members. But devotees tolerate it and go on with their devotional service, knowing that whatever people say or do, they don't understand that ultimately devotional service is the only goal of life. Prabhupada was talking about that today. People don't understand the goal of life, and therefore they create ideas about what is the goal of life, or they don't have any idea of what is the goal of life. They just simply, as Prabhupada said, eat, drink, be merry, and die. They live like animals. But we know what the goal of life is. Life has a goal, and that is Prema Pumarta Mahan, to awaken one's natural love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So anything that supports that goal is considered to be beneficial, and anything that takes away from that goal should be avoided. So here, Vidura, he's acting that way. He's now taking the opportunity to go deeper into his Krishna consciousness by leaving the palace, being thrown out, but he decided to leave before things got out of hand, and he just left, and then he went on pilgrimage. So for a devotee, ultimately, because they take shelter of the Daivi Shakti, the spiritual energy, they are not affected by happiness and distress in this material world. They don't depend on that for success in life. So-called happiness comes, so-called distress comes. Sometimes we can't see what will be the outcome of a situation. There's one story that we tell. One man, he's living in a village, and this was in China, and he's a very poor man, and he has a horse. That's his only possession, is one horse. And he has a son also. So one day, the horse ran away, and now he had no horses. So his neighbors said, "Oh, bad luck, bad luck." And he responded, "Good luck, bad luck, who knows?" After some time, the horse came back and brought many other horses with him. So now he had many horses. And someone said, "Good luck, oh, good luck." He said, "Good luck, bad luck, who knows?" One day, his son was riding, he had a teenage son, riding the horse, and he fell off and broke his leg. And so everyone said, "Oh, bad luck, bad luck." He said, "Bad luck, good luck, who knows?" After some time, the country got involved with war, and the government was conscripting young men into the service. They were going from village to village. They came to his village, and they came to his home. They saw that his son was, military age, but he had a broken leg. So they passed him up. So the people said, "Good luck, good luck, good luck." He said, "Good luck, bad luck, who knows?" So that's the way of the world. One time I remember I was in a place in America called Denver, Colorado. It's an area where they get a lot of snow during the winter time. And one of the major sports in that area is ski slopes. People go skiing. So it was around the end of the year, it was right after Christmas. And I was scheduled to travel from one place to another. But then one night, there was a huge snowstorm and it packed the city down so much that all the airplanes coming in and out of the city were stopped. Schools were closed, businesses were closed, and everyone was complaining. Now we can't go to school, we can't make any money. The city lost millions and millions of dollars in commerce because of that snowstorm. But the people who came for the ski slopes, they were saying, wow, this is best. We got more nice snow and now the ski slopes are even better. So they were enjoying and everybody else was complaining. So is it good or is it bad? Depends on your angle of vision, how you see things. But from a devotee's angle of vision, good and bad are just something somebody gives a label to. What is good is what increases our devotional life. What is bad is what takes it away. And devotees can use any situation to help increase their devotional life, provided they know the science, provided they don't get caught up in the situation and learn how to use the situation for a higher cause. And then that's always there because Krishna is always there. Okay, these are some things we can think about. So we can stop here and open it up for questions.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Such a wonderful class on this verse. Thank you so much. Dear devotees, if you have any questions or comments, you can please go ahead now. Please turn on cameras if possible. Maharaj, while others are thinking, I got a question about the situations which devotees face, just like Vidura. So, in order to come out of these type of difficult situations, we should be very strong spiritually, right? So we have to be always dependent on Krishna and not think of other alternatives. So, how can we get that spiritual strength, and how can we improve in our sadhana so
I
that?
think it's so much spiritual strength. I think it is more or less intelligence.
Okay.
And use one's intelligence in the situation and not be moved by the situation. Taking shelter of Krishna by using one's intelligence to understand how I can benefit from this situation. Because Krishna has two uh, ways by which he works. He wants something to happen, or he allows something to happen. When it comes to the spiritual side, he wants something to happen. And when he works through the material energy, he allows things to happen. He just allows the material energy to work according to its nature. So a devotee has to be a little bit intelligent. Prabhupada said, this movement is for intelligent people. If you don't have any intelligence, then you might find yourself getting caught up in things that really have no benefit at all. So then again, you might say, well, I don't have the intelligence. But the intelligence is available through Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, through the spiritual master, through Krishna, coming through Shastra, or from the teachings of the acharyas who have come before. So the intelligence is available. You have to, if you don't have it, then you can try to learn it. And that is called Shastra Chakshus, seeing things through scriptural eyes and not through these two balls we call eyes, which are limited and always giving us wrong understandings.
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, yes.
Yeah, so it's really about intelligence.
Okay. So parallelly, making our sadhana strong and having good intelligence will help us to come out of these difficult situations.
Yeah, but even if you're not, say you're a new person
Okay.
and you're not really situated so well in Krishna consciousness, still you can act in the proper way using your intelligence. Or in that case, if you don't have the experience, you get the experience, you get the knowledge.
Okay. Got it. Thank you so much. Sridevi Mataji, please go.
Thank you. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Sort of piggybacking backing on Srimati's question about how entangled we are in the material energy, that when situations happen, we tend to cling to it, even though it's not good for us, rather than seeing what's best and moving on. So, in Vidur's case, in spite of being on the same level in one sense as the rest of the princes, equally entitled to the facilities, which means he was used to that opulence. Still, in the moment he could give up everything and walk away. That really is mind-boggling to understand how great was his spiritual acumen, his intelligence to understand this is best for me in this situation and walk away. So in Kali Yuga, we are not so strong, nor do we have so much intelligence. So for us, our only hope is Guru Sadhu Shastra. Correct?
Well, I can't agree that devotees don't have intelligence. They do have intelligence. They're the most intelligent people because they took to Krishna consciousness.
Mm. Mm.
But then, when devotees get in those situations, they reflect, or they go to Shastra and Guru for the knowledge they need. Learning how to respond to situations.
Yes,
Or not
Guru.
learning whether to respond or not respond is also part of responding. I was just reading that today. How when some negativity comes towards you, rather than responding to it, just become silent. That's one of the options. And don't respond at all. And then you'll find the negativity is always short-lived, and after some time it leaves. When you fight it, and sometimes you increase the negativity. So that's a tactic. Sometimes you have to act. Sometimes you have to act by not acting. I mean, this movement is not for, people who are looking for some material success in life. Devotees they gave up that idea. They want Krishna, they want devotional service, they want to go back to the spiritual world. So their goal is different. That way they can align their activities with the goal. We're not here to make a nice arrangement. And we can see from Vidura that from the material point of view, everything was taken away. But still, he went right to the heart of, the essence. Now I have a chance to go deeper into my spiritual life and find out a great sage and learn from him. And he did. First he went to Uddhava, and Uddhava pushed him towards Maitreya.
Wow, beautiful answer, Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Yes, Maharaj, thank you so much. Yeah, it clarified many points. Thank you so much. Krishna Kaviraj Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
He disappeared.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that a tactic? Something?
I don't know. Maharaj, there are two questions by Parijata Mataji. She posted on chat. She's asking, Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Shri Prabhupada. My question is, how can we ensure our ego never makes us misinterpret good counsel as personal attack? And how do we train our minds to honor truth even when it is painful or inconvenient?
Takes intelligence. Everyone has some intelligence, but where is it directed? That's the question.
Maharaj, can we think that, sorry, please go ahead.
Hmm?
Can we think that it depends on the relationship we have between the devotees or whoever is giving the counsel or feedback? It depends on the relationship we have.
But you have to deal with the situation also, which is the main thing you deal with. Your relationship with the person can be favorable or less favorable. But in any case, still the situation is there. So there's values, how to live by morality, spirituality, moral, spiritual values. Pandavas were very much in line with spiritual values. And although they were so many times attacked, they were protected by Dharma. If you follow Dharma, Dharma will protect you. Dharmo rakshiti. What is that?
Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha.
Rakshitaha. If you live by Dharma, Dharma will protect you. Will guide you towards, the proper outcome.
So she's also asking, how do we train our minds to honor truth even when it is painful or inconvenient?
And when we know it's beneficial to follow that. There are many things that are painful, but that are still beneficial. Just like on a very practical level, sometimes you have a toothache and you have to get it fixed. Going to the dentist is not a very pleasant experience, but it's necessary to uproot the pain. So you accept a little pain to get rid of the long-term pain. That's just an example.
Yes,
You have to say no to something, just like we speak about. There is two aspects to life. One is called Shreyas and Preyas. Preyas means immediate benefit, and Shreyas means ultimate good. So sometimes we find ourselves, we are interested in the immediate benefit, not thinking in terms of the ultimate good. But one who's intelligent will have to give up the immediate benefit and go for the ultimate good. And there's many examples, so you can get hundreds of examples. You want to get good work marks in your university, So you have to stop going out at night and socializing and going to parties and spend your time studying. You would like to go out and have some enjoyment, but it's going to take away from your time, and it also maybe deter you from your studies. So you give up the immediate pleasure for the long-term gain. Shreyas, prayas. Prabhupada used a very simple: child wants to play, all he knows is prayas. But the parent wants to send a child to school so he can learn something and become situated nicely later on in life. Child can't understand that because he's a child.
Yeah. Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Krishna Kaviraj Prabhu, please go ahead.
Thank you. Very much. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. When we are faced with these sudden bouts of turmoil in our lives, it's usually quite difficult to reflect and consult with Shastra because our mind is already disturbed. It's hard to actually get into that. Usually, I think I have no idea what to do, so I just resort to chanting until my mind's calmed down and I can think about it or something happens.
That's the right way.
Okay.
That's the tactic. Instead of immediately getting caught up in the situation, wait till you settle down from the immediate effect, and then you can think more clearly.
Okay, that's right. Thank you very much then, Maharaj.
But there's an easier way. Just don't stop chanting. Then you have to start chanting when things happen.
I wish I could do that. I struggle with not stopping. With stopping, sorry.
It takes time. It doesn't come immediately, but if you practice, you become more. You pray to Krishna. Every time I forget you, remind me to remember you. And Krishna will help you.
Okay, I'll try that, Guru Maharaj.
Or sometimes he sends a signal through the external energy, which wakes you up. For a devotee, if they could study how things are happening around them, they can see how they can benefit from every situation. But we get caught in the situation and not really think beyond it because of our enjoying propensity. We want to enjoy, and therefore we take a situation as another opportunity for enjoyment. You take it's not about trying to enjoy it, it's about using your time in the best way that will be beneficial for your advancement in spiritual life, for remembering. And there's so many outcomes that one can produce that will be beneficial in each and any situation. But we are influenced by the movements of the material energy and by people around us. That's why you should never associate with negative people. Because as soon as you start not associating with negative people, you also develop a tendency to be like that.
Does that help, Prabhuji?
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
Are
Thank
we-
you
are we-
very much.
From negativity to clean thinking. This is an example. Lavanya is surrounded by negativity at her workplace. Her colleagues always complain and gossip. Before she could realize it, she was sucked into the whirlpool and found herself doing the same thing. The quality of your relationship and a life began deteriorating. This change made her unhappy. Has your outlook changed for the worse because of the company you keep? Has your focus shifted from the positive to the negative? So association is very fundamental to developing the proper consciousness or being victimized by wrong association. That's the worst person is a negative person.
I don't know.
Bodhis are never negative. They always see the situation according to seeing Krishna in every situation. Therefore, they're never negative. Vidura didn't see anything negative, or he took the apparent negative situation and turned it into something positive.
Ramaj, sometimes the negative is disguised and it appears to be positive.
And then it's a little bit more harder to deal with it. But if you know what's positive, then you can see what is disguised as positive. Therefore, we now have to keep knowing what is the actual standard by which we should think and act. And that way, that'll be able to be a mirror to help us reflect what is negative and what is positive when it appears, even though it may appear as something positive. Companies, business companies, they like to study your life, especially your spending tendencies, and then they send you all kinds of products according to what you like, according to their evaluation of you, so they can make more money and get more products and get more people to buy with their products like that. So it's a tactic. Find out what people like and use it for your own gain. Women have to be careful when they deal with men, because especially if they're not married, because men have the understanding that if you want to get a woman under your control, you be nice to her. You glorify her, you give her some gifts, you speak nice, might even do something. And once he's got your what we say, attention, favor, and then they start exploiting. That's why women have to be protected against such things, so they don't become victimized.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Thank you. We have another question by Parijata Mataji. She's asking, in what ways was Vidura's restraint a greater act of service than arguing back? Did walking away protect the dharma of the palace more than debating at that time?
Somehow I missed the question. Can
Yeah.
you read?
Yes, Maharaj. In what ways was Vidura's restraint a great act of service than arguing back? Did walking away protect the dharma of the palace more than debating at that time?
Well, he saw the situation. There was nothing he could do. Diodana was very again, very offensive, critical, forceful. Did you read the words in the translation? You can say he was just blaspheming him, chastising him really heavy. He thought maybe he could have thought, oh, well, let me respond, but he didn't respond because he could see there was a better way to respond by not responding and just leaving. You could say also, this is philosophical speculation, that maybe he had a desire to go traveling. And so this was the opportunity that was presented to him.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah.
You could say it like that also.
Mm. Sridevi Mataji, you want to add or?
Yeah. So what I'm getting from this, Guru Maharaj, and correct me, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to me that for a sincere devotee, there is nothing, that can permanently stop a devotee. In the sense, there may be an obstacle, but he or she can find their way around it and still continue to make progress in what seems to be an apparently unfavorable situation. If one tries to find the, as Mother Krishna Nandini would say, find the pony in the dung, she would always find the gold in the filthy place. It's like we must look for what is the opportunity here rather than being fazed by the apparent unfavorability of that circumstance. Is that correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For a devotee, nothing is inauspicious because they're under the care of this spiritual energy.
Mm.
Even temporary setbacks can be seen as opportunities too.
Rajamandala Prabhu, you want to say something? You posted in the chat.
Yeah, like today, what was it? My normal procedure is to get up and chant my rounds and then go to the temple after I finish my 16 rounds and take part in the Guru Puja like that. So today I decided to go to Mangalarti. So I woke up, we went to bed very late. I woke up just in time to get ready and make it to Mangalarti. And then I had to pack and get ready to leave. And so when I left the house, I had 4 rounds done. And then on the train, I was so tired, I couldn't do anything but try to stay awake and try to chant, but I couldn't chant. I was too tired, so I wound up just resting. So then when I got to my destination, I had 6 rounds done. And then we met all of the people who greeted us. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, when am I going to get my rounds done? Because there's a program, this program's coming up, and then there's a program right after this one. And then, there's like 20 people coming to greet you. And what do you do? So you spend some time and make friends and talk all kinds of nonsense. Friendly talk. That's something spiritual in there. So then that was led up to 2:00 in the afternoon, and I had 6 rounds done. And I said, all right, I'm not going to take prasadam lunch until I finish my rounds. And my rounds were the best rounds I had in a long time. So Krishna reciprocated. So I had really good rounds. And then I finished my rounds quicker than I usually do. When you have good rounds, your rounds go fast. Much faster when you're connected to the sound. Yeah, and then I took lunch, took a little rest, and here I am. Haribo.
Yeah,
I got lunch, I got rested, I finished my rounds.
nice, Guru Maharaj. Nice to hear that.
So I could, I'm thinking, when am I gonna chant my rounds? But it was unavoidable because the situation didn't allow it. So
Yeah. Yes, Maharaj. Glad to know that you finished the rounds and
the history is that Krishna reciprocated. He allowed me to have nice rounds. You can't chant nice rounds unless Krishna allows you to. You might think, I know all the techniques, but that's secondary. It depends on the mercy of the Lord, the mercy of the great souls.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. It builds our confidence or faith in Krishna too. Thank you so much. Dear devotees, any more questions or comments? Rajmandal Prabhu, you have a comment? You can please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to all of the Vaishnavas. I just wanted to kind of piggyback off what was said prior and Krishna Kaviraj Prabhu's points and so on, that in this situation, we've all had shortcomings, we've all had disturbances in our lives. And some of you, that I'm opened up to know my circumstance and situation. So from my learning, and Prabhuji, Krishna Kaviraj Prabhu, you nailed it like really well, that chanting is like, I've learned that whatever distresses I've had, chanting is my key to success. But on top of that, I've learned that if I don't associate with Vaishnavas and communicate with Vaishnavas and open up to Vaishnavas for counsel or good advice, then I'm just going around in circles in my own mind, and that doesn't help. And I found that perfect, good chanting, early morning chanting, great association, sadhana, and prasadam, and that really truly just helps every situation. And yes, sometimes things I have noticed that are negative and are quite bad, but there's a brighter side to it, like Krishna's plan, which unfolds later on, and I'm like, okay, I didn't see that coming. And so for me, sorry, yes, Guru Maharaj, go for it.
All these things are preparing us for the ultimate when we have to leave the body. You might
Right.
say, how are you going to solve that problem? Well, you can't. All you can do is take shelter of the spiritual energy, and then you can transit to higher consciousness.
Right. I mean, it's interesting because I'm quite a quiet person in reality, in my true self, although I'm part of the Bhaktivedanta players and all that, but I'm very quiet actually as an individual. And I have found association with like-minded devotees and whom you trust and so on and so forth. That's the key to your success. And I'm realizing that now more than ever. Although I've heard it my whole life, but I've never really truly understood it, or its value, should I say, until now.
Yeah. We all should aspire for that. And when we get the opportunity, we can, and then we understand what is Krishna consciousness.
Right.
Sadhu Sangha.
Jeez. Thank you. I just thought I'd add that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for sharing.
Jai Ho.
Dear devotees, any more questions? Maharaj, Anand Sagar Prabhuji is asking, Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and you. Is the retreat coming up in April next year open to other devotees too, or is it only meant for disciples?
It's open to all devotees, but you have to connect with Eka Chakra. She'll give you all the details. There are some considerations also.
Yeah.
This is a special one because we're waiving all of the fees. Nobody has to pay for anything but their travel fee. So that might open the door to so many people coming. Then again, we have so many slots where we can fill. We can't go beyond that also. So then we have to make some discrimination. So we have to give disciples and aspiring disciples first priority, but then we allow anyone else in as long as there's facilities on site for them to, because we have to go along for a while, what accommodations are available. When we get to a point that, when there's no more accommodations, then we have to cut it off.
Mm.
So that's why we say register early. And that guarantees you a place on the bus also, because you have to get a coach from the train station to the temple, from the airport to the temple. We have to hire the coaches also. So there's logistics involved. So if you want to really become part of this, register early. And registration is free.
Yes, Maharaj.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj.
You should not register just to register. You should register because you're going to come.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Are you coming, Srimati?
Guru Maharaj. I just
No.
finished one yatra. I can't think about next one immediately. I need some time.
You're good. You got 4 more months.
Yeah. Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, it's actually 4 months to today. January, February, March, April. 4 months. That's a nice break.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
I'm
I was-
trying to persuade Chicago devotees to rope in Vaishnav Sevanand, Mangala, and bring them along, Nitai Natara, Janva Sundari, because Vaishnav Sevanand is, he's such a great devotee, and we hardly ever get to see him, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, nobody even knows about him, not even me. I know he's there, but that's about all.
Well, I met him this time on my travels, and he is just, it's amazing his steadiness with all the setbacks he has had. He's just so humble. His mood is always of service. He's my elder brother, twin elder brother by a few minutes. So I have a lot of respect for him.
You used to see him play the guitar. Wow, you wouldn't believe it.
Oh,
He can
we'll
make
try
a
to get him to bring the guitar along.
professional guitar player. I mean, really good. I mean, really good. He's show business level,
Oh,
Yeah, he's good.
yeah, I called up Mangala and told her, come on, all of you, please come, like that.
Yeah, we want everybody to come. This is a special one. That's why we're making the waiver to encourage everyone to come. Even Prahlad Nrsimha, we hope he comes too.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
All of the Indianites, I hope they come also. They have to work through their visas. That's a problem.
Right. That's the big one, because poor Sakshi, she got her visa refused because she was single, she was young, she was unmarried. So I thought maybe a group visa will work, because when they see a whole bunch of people going together, then they believe, yes, they're going for a spiritual program.
Okay, Sakshi has a question. She's sitting right here.
Oh, yes, Maharaj.
So, Maharaj, thank you so much for the class. So my question is, like we have to make decisions and choices every step of our lives. So during that time, how do we ensure that we are taking decisions or making choices based on Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, and not diverting ourselves, and not deviating from what Krishna has arranged for us?
Well, again, take some intelligence. But there's subtleties that you may not be able to see, which might be factors in helping to make the decision. Get advice. Get advice from those who can give advice. The material world leaves you by yourself to make choices. And a lot of times, not all the times, but nobody can help you in the material world. It's up to you. But in the spiritual world, it's like a family. You got a lot of support. You got a lot of avenues where you can get knowledge, you can get association, you can get a perspective that is different than your perspective to help you work with the situation. So there's so much association with devotees is wonderful. Devotees like to help devotees. That's the point. They enjoy it. They want to. When you ask someone if you could do something for them, that devotee becomes happy. Okay. KK, you're on board. Okay.
Krishna Guru.
Maharaj, previously you were speaking about when the tremors happen, we have to see how we can use that to go further, to take advantage of it, go deeper in Krishna consciousness, or use it favorably. But quite often, the tremor that's happening may be impacting others too, or it may be impacting them and just having a knock-on effect on you. So it seems like sometimes doing the right thing for me is, am I doing the right thing for the others too, or am I neglecting them?
What can we say? Every situation may be slightly different. Consider all of the factors and use your intelligence. Get some intelligence. We can only give you principles. We can't give you exact answers on these questions because there's no such thing as exact answers, because every situation is different. What is the principles by which we accept a situation? What are the ideas that we accept as means for helping us deal with the situation in a positive way? These are principles. Krishna is not going to be there to tell you what to do every minute, but he guides you by giving you the knowledge that you need to do to deal with every situation. The knowledge is available. You a whole bunch of birds are flying together, and they get power from each other because their wing power spreads out, and it makes their flight easier. But still, every bird has to make an effort.
Okay, thank you very much, Guru Maharaj.
Okay, maybe we can stop here because I do have a
Yes,
program.
Maharaj. Yes,
So
Maharaj.
tomorrow it's with
Bhakti Sangha Japa group, Charlotte devotees, and the verses are 8th canto, 15th chapter, verses 35 and 36. Maharaj.
okay.
And time is 20 minutes later to our regular time, 5:50 p.m. IST, 12:20 p.m. time. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Such a wonderful class.
Everyone read the verse and be ready for tomorrow's class. This is a break from our theme here. It goes into another area of philosophy. But find happiness in reading the Shastras, exploring the Shastras, comparing different Shastric points. It's really, once you get into it, it becomes an ocean of happiness. This knowledge is freedom, and it's transcendental happiness at the same time.
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Such a wonderful class and nice discussion. Thank you, dear Maharaj. Thank you, dear devotees. See you all tomorrow again. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Candramauli Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
So much.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you so much, Guru
Thank you,
Maharaj.
Guru
Hare
Maharaj.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Please now.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna. We are missing you terribly over here.
You're actually relieved, so I don't harass you anymore. So now you're
No,
okay.
no, Guru Maharaj. After you left, I just became so blue. It was really difficult. For an hour and a half, I was just like, oh, like this. And somehow I pulled myself together and carried on.
If you're turning blue, that's good. You're getting Krishna's color. That's nice.
No, no. I mean, blue as in down, depressed. Oh gosh.
It's a nice color. We like to see when you're in blue uniform. Okay.
Everyone was going around with long faces. It was really bad, Guru Maharaj. Honestly, we are not joking. I'm telling you the honest to goodness truth. We were just 2 hours was so difficult after you left. Phew. Then I reminded everyone, Vipra Lamba Seva, we must serve in separation.
Maharaj, Maharaj is in indoor now. Maharaj?
I'm in indoor. Yeah.
Okay.
I go after indoor, I go to outdoor. From outdoor, I go to garage door. And then I go to back door. Then I go to, what is it? Bathroom door. So many doors, you know. So I'm exploring the door program now with so many doors.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much for your
Sorry.
participation.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.